Hello everybody, this is Chillbilly. Today I'm going to show you basic map reading. I've had very many people ask me to do a video for this for a long time on how to read basic 8-digit grid maps. A lot of times in Arma 3 you'll hear people calling out 8-digit grids and you'll have no idea where they got those sub-reference, those little numbers in between. They'll be reading out a 6-digit grid. Obviously you can find that, that's no problem. You just hover your mouse over it. As we can see is 042005. That's our 6-digit grid. And people don't know where those additional numbers come from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll over here and I'm going to show you where those additional numbers come from. So what we have here is we have pretty much a raw example of where those guys get those numbers from, and it's because they're reading sub-references. And basically at the top here we have a top sub-reference. On the left-hand side we have a side sub-reference. All right, so what they're doing is they're reading those sub-references into that 6-digit grid coordinates. So we're hovering over this box here, and we can see that it's roughly off here. I'm actually going to set that to where it's a little less confusing. I know it's not exact, but just kind of give me a break. All right, so we're going to line those grids up, and you're going to kind of imagine those boxes being in there. So here's a box right there, another box over here, and going over. So those are 100-meter grids, basically, give or take. The big box, the 044005, would be a 1,000-meter grid of 1,000 square meters. And these would be 100 square meters. So you're actually just imagining those boxes being there, okay? And the top reference you can find going left to right, just like or the top sub-reference going left to right, just like the top reference itself is going left to right. Now the side reference, the side sub-reference, goes from the bottom left to the bottom top. The bottom left to the top left, or ascending from top to bottom. So you see 1 through 9 on the side here, 1 through 9 on the top here. I didn't write out the rest of them because I didn't have room, but you kind of get the gist of that. All right, so where do we read those sub-references in? So I'm going to scroll out a little bit here, and I'm actually going to type in this grid what we see here. Okay, so the main reference is 044005. So that's the square 1,000 meters. All right, so what we want to do is we want to get it down to 100 meters, so we're going to read out an 8-digit grid versus a 6-digit grid. So when you hear this, you're going to hear 044, which we'll type it in there, 044. All right, we're going to find the top sub-reference, which is 5, which is right here. You can see the top sub-reference. So we're going to put the top sub-reference in after 044, so the top first and the side second. So we're going to do the side reference, which is 005, and then this side sub-reference, which is 5. Okay, so that's basically it, give or take. That's how you get an 8-digit grid. Now, if you have trouble with this, of course, I'll work with you in the comments. You just leave a comment, say that you have trouble with it, and we'll work it out. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you why we use 8-digit coordinates, especially when it's dealing with artillery. Is because let's say if you're standing here, right there, and you want artillery dropped on that point, you don't want them to hit you. You want them to hit that point right ahead of you, right? So grid coordinates within 100 meters is very important. When it comes to artillery, not so important when it comes to ammo drops or people finding you, because you can use smoke or strobes or whatever you have available to mark where you are. But artillery, it's very, very important that you get it down to at least 100 meters. All right. Grids do get higher after that, but we're not going to discuss that right now. We're just going to discuss the basic grid coordinates and map reading. All right, so that's pretty much it, and I'm going to show you a quick clip of that being called in and how you should call it out. But basically, you want to put a break in between each 4 digits there, so you want to say 0445 break 0055, and that's pretty much it. But I'm going to show you that clip right now. Hey Maker, how copy?
Hey Maker, go ahead.
Haymaker fire mission 3 times HE, grid 0448, break 0057. How copy? Haymaker copies 0448, break 0057, 3 times HE. Shot over. Shot out. Haymaker. Splash over. Splash out. Okay, so I've had Haymaker fire this fire mission, this 3 times HE, at that exact coordinate, so you can actually see those explosions are pretty large. And if I was standing near that artillery when that went off, I would probably die. And that's why coordinates are so important. That's why the 8-digit coordinates are more important than the 6-digit coordinates, is because 6-digit coordinates get you within a click, 1,000 meters. 8-digit coordinates get you within 100 meters, and even up to 12-digit coordinates and even higher can get you within 10 to 20 meters. Just so give or take, depending on what you're doing, what you're attempting to get in that location, or even giving your exact coordinates to command or other units. That's what you're doing. You're giving them either exact coordinates for artillery, or close coordinates for ammo drops, or close coordinates to find you. Let's say you're a down pilot. You need somebody to find you. You need to give them roundabout coordinates so that they could see smoke from the air, or if they could see a strobe, or if it's nighttime or whatever. You're giving those people those coordinates. So that's what that's there for. But like I said, it's pretty easy, and if you ever have any trouble with it, you can always leave me a comment in the section below, or find me over at Task Force 72 or 7th Cav or something like that, and I'd be more than happy to help you learn these map coordinates. It's not a hard thing to learn. It takes a little bit of practice, and once you've got it, you've got it, and you've got it forever. So if you guys ever need any help or anything, leave me a comment, and we'll discuss it, and I'll tell you what you're doing wrong or tell you what you're doing right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chill Billy. We'll see you next time.